Welcome to What's New, Spot Lite Records. I'm Jesse Cory.
I'm Vince Patricola.
And this is What's New in the Shop this week. But Vince, this Shigeto record is not new, and we don't have it in the shop, but we were listening to it prior to the show, and we just wanted to start off with it.
Beautiful record. Ghostly International.
This is the sound of Spot Lite during the day, and the crew at Cairo Coffee keeps the grooves rolling and coffee pouring, and it's just a beautiful atmosphere. It's very chill, and so if you want to make it out during the day, Spot Lite's open at 9 a.m.
And it's a great place to work too. Set up and spread out.
All right, we're gonna tune in here to Shigeto. This one's got a great keyboard set by Ian Fink. And this one's on Ghostly International. It's called Weighted. Sounds like you got a little Dez percussion in there too, doesn't it, Vince?
Absolutely. You know he's in there.
Shigeto, longtime collaborator of pretty much everybody in the city, and so I wouldn't be surprised that, everybody that we know is on this record. We just don't know unless you do know.
Yeah, a lot of Detroit All-Stars, for real.
on now, Vince?
It's a secret. No, I'm kidding. Kidding. This is Nicholas featuring Detroit's own vocalist Nikki O, and it's called X1501.
Looking over our own. And I'm a victim too. I'm trying so hard to be good. It requires a lot of red wine these days. My story is that I want to exist in a land of the unexistable, in a land of the unexistable, extinct beliefs, hollow dreams, looking for a savior in cement ground made by man. It's not gonna happen. And that yellow pill you took, and that red pill you took, and that blue pill you took, the end result is the same color. It's a rainbow color, storing gifts if you believe. And my story is your story, and your story is my story, and their story is our story, and we are the story of this life. I mean, we are everything.
right, Vince, here's a cut by Charles Webster. This one's the 20th anniversary of his release of the album Born on the 24th of July.
That is correct.
And Charles Webster was here this past weekend and played for this great crowd, and it was really beautiful.
Oh yeah, good times, always.
Now, you pulled these records specifically because we had Charles sign a few of these, right? And so if you're talking about what's new in the store,
It's pretty new. Got like 5 copies.
right here you get one with the signature. You know, Divinity is a singer, performer, artist, and creative in Detroit, and she has a monthly here called, or a quarterly rather, called Harmony. And this quarter, she brought out Charles Webster from the UK, and people were really excited to see him. I don't think he's been to Detroit very often, and he said that this was his spiritual musical home.
That's right. As it is for many.
All right, let's listen in. Born on the 24th of July. So Vince, you said earlier today that you actually have the original copy of this record. You picked it up 20 years ago?
Yeah, I believe at record time I did. Long time ago.
And you know, the beautiful thing about this record is it sounds timeless.
Absolutely. I mean, these are great grooves all the way.
Charles Webster. You know what I was just thinking, Vince?
Well, what's that?
Standing behind this table is one of my favorite places to be.
Oh, without doubt.
Each and every Thursday, you and I share the decks here, you know, with our guests, whether it's Dez or somebody else. But, you know, looking out from the venue this side and looking at the turntables from this way, that's got to be one of my favorite spots.
I can see why. It's like church.
'Cause there's a way. I just know it.
Another cut from Charles Webster's 20-year anniversary.
It's called Your Life.
All I had was a prayer. Do you have some love? Can you give some to me? Showers from above bring a soothing peace. And when I look at your life, it's nothing like my life. All the joy, optimism, and glee. When I look at your life, similar to my life, all the pain, misery, and greed.
Vince had to go do shift change, so, you're back already.
I'll do it in between.
So we're going to listen to a couple of tracks on 45 that we've got here. This is Some Paradise Treasure, and this is a a label put together by Eddie Logix and Blair French. This series is called the Treasure Your Friend series. We got about 5 of them in the shop. 4 or 5? How many we got?
Yeah, that's right. Blair French and Eddie Logix started this label to kind of incorporate their friends and different people doing stuff in music. So it's really, really cool. Some slow burners, deep ones, real good.
This on the back says, music that invites you to dance, and these tracks really have a groove. So let's lock in here. This is Eddie Logix. This one's called Sunshine and Sunblock. Sounds like a nice afternoon on Belle Isle.
I'm with it.
Deep Summer Cut by Eddie Logics. That's one called Sunshine and Sunblock. And next up, we've got Paul Allen on the same label. This one you can catch on 45. How did shift change go?
It was pretty smooth.
And that one's by Paul Allen on the Some Paradise Forgotten label. This is an imprint by Detroit's own Eddie Logics and Blair French. And this next one, we're gonna, for it being winter, Vince, feels very summer vibe to me.
It's all beachy.
Let's go. Gabriel Oliveira.
trazer mudança, vem para me mudar. Inhançã, vem pra trazer mudança, ressignificar. Inhançã, vem pra trazer mudança, vem para me mudar. Inhançã, vem pra trazer mudança, ressignificar. Mudança é descer no rio pra navegar o mar. Quem navega o barco sou
Gave me that look, Vince, like I want to go home.
He wants streets.
Mudança é descer no rio pra navegar o mar. Quem navega o barco sou eu, mas o leme é Iemanjá. Vem pra trazer mudança, vem para me mudar. Vem pra trazer mudança, ressignificar. Vem pra trazer mudança, vem para me mudar. Vem pra trazer mudança, ressignificar. Mudança é descer o rio pra navegar o mar. Quem navega o barco sou eu, mas o leme é Iemanjá. Mudança é descer o rio pra navegar o mar. Quem navega o barco sou eu, mas o leme é Iemanjá.
See if that feedback. Well, Vince, I did not expect that vocal to pop in there. This is Gabriel Oliveira, and this is on the Some Treasures Forgotten, Some Paradise Forgotten. Come on, help me out here.
Treasure your friend.
Treasure your friend. We got one more from this 4-pack of 45s that we got here. And then we'll be moving on to some deeper, cuttier house. But I'm really into this vibe right now.
Yeah, it's nice and tribal, real good.
What's this one called?
This is Blair French, the bird watcher.
that concludes our little journey into world music right here from Detroit.
Yes, that's right.
And up next, we're going to pick it up a little bit. This one's by Detroit's own Scott Grooves. This is a double pack that he just re-released. It's called The Journey. This one's called The Journey. This is a record he said came out like 20-something years ago, and he just repressed it. So we'll listen to some deep Scott Groove cuts here.
Yeah, this is limited, too. So.
On what's new at Spot Lite Records. Got a little beachy vibe to it too.
Oh, amazing. It's legend, classic.
And you know, we were listening to the Charles Webster albums earlier, and he was telling me that Scott Grooves actually gave him this record at Winter Music Conference all those years ago.
Oh yeah, he gets around, that's for sure.
Definitely getting a little underwater vibe right now. It's kind of cool, like going from all that beachy stuff into this Scott Grooves track. But you said that Scott actually gave you this record at Record Time all those years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. He handed it to me. I was in the information booth and just handed it off to me and said, "Hey, this is for you." Been playing it ever since.
You know, Scott's always good for a couple of white labels, and he just puts out so much quality music, and it's nice to see him around. He comes down to the shop every once in a while. He was here yesterday, and he's actually going to be in our art show that we have here called Motion next Friday.
Oh yeah, that's going to be real cool.
Under his new moniker, Some Good Art. SUM Good Art. Check that out on Instagram. creativity has no boundaries here in the deep. Doubling down on the Scott Grooves, The Journey EP. What's this one called?
It's called Old School.
Old School. All right, let's get it. All right, next up, Sound Odyssey Detroit.
Isaac Prieto.
And we've got a show with these guys tomorrow here on Thursday night. Let's tell us about it a little bit.
Yeah, Isaac and Javant are going to play live together. Javant's going to do keys and Isaac DJ. It's going to be really fun.
Well, I saw they did it at Motor City Wine last weekend, and we've seen them do it here. They played Abudi Issa's party, so it should be a real treat tomorrow to see Isaac and Javant play together. I mean, Javant is a savant producer, known all around the world. He's got many albums out, and one of our most highly collected producers in the shop, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's a big, thick section of his stuff that we have, so come through and buy some.
All right, Javant on Detroit Sound Odyssey. Catch him live here tomorrow. Spot Lite Detroit. From Detroit's east side of the worldwide, you're listening to What's New in the Shop with Vince and Jesse. Show. We dug out a classic. I wish we had more of these in the shop, but we don't. This is Moody Man, Sunday Morning. We've gone, it's been a pretty deep show, a pretty groovy show, and this is going to be a good way to end it. Let's listen in. This is Vintage Moody Man. How old do you think this record is? When do you think this one came out?
25 years old.
About 25 years old?
Probably. Somewhere around there.
All right, well, you know, he's one of the favorites of the city. He's made some of the grooviest, cuttiest, deepest tracks, and yeah, we're going to listen in Moody Man, Sunday morning. That's up for us tonight. Thank you for tuning in. From Detroit's east side to the worldwide, you've been listening to Spot Lite Records. What's new in the store? We might got a special guest coming in here. Come on in, Righteous. Come on to this microphone right here. Come on in. So you were shopping in the store today? What's going on? You got to get real close to it.
Well, you know, on Wednesdays I drop my daughter off at dance, so I got that 2.5-hour window where I can dig in peace.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing.
Well, it's nice to see you. You just played Dante's Hi-Fi in Miami. Tell us what's up with that.
Well, Dante's is a beautiful spot. The sound system is incredible. The vibe is incredible. And when you're there, you can just let your hair down and play whatever you want. And they were feeling it. So I went, you know, disco, Detroit, Chicago house, Afrobeat. I just played everything for about 3 hours.
Nice, and you come to the record store a lot. We really appreciate it. But you had a gig this last weekend at Marble Bar with Boo Williams. Tell us about how that one went down.
That was great as well. Playing on the Uri, man. Listen, big boy toys, man.
Yeah, ain't nothing like it.
Ain't nothing like it. Then the 4-band Isolator was great. The crowd was great. I mean, I don't have any complaints, man. Anytime you get to play music and share it, it's always a plus. So, yeah.
Yeah, I played with Tony Humphreys here at Spot Lite last year, and I played on the Uri. It's hard.
It's
serious.
It's real serious, you know. Yeah, you gotta get your Wheaties to play on that one, man.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Well, it's cool. I mean, I always up for the challenge, but I didn't realize how challenging it actually was. But you know, I'm a rotary guy. I like playing on the rotary mixer.
Me
but,
too, man. Yeah, I love it.
I think I'd take a modern one though.
Yeah, that Uri was it was something. It was something.
So this is the last record of the show. Our show is what's new in the store, but this one isn't new, and you can't get into the store. This is Moody Man Sunday Morning. Tell us what you know about this song.
A classic. Moody Man. You know, a lot of his older stuff is just so classic and groundbreaking that, you know, it really helped put Detroit, to me, you know, being a Chicago guy, it helped put Detroit house in a whole nother stratosphere, you know, especially Malik Pittman, Alton Miller, Keith Worthy, a whole bunch of those other guys, man, they just took Detroit house in another stratosphere. But Moody Man is the icon, the legend, you know, and you can't go wrong with this song.
Well, this set was very chill, is very worldly. We played a lot of Blair French and Eddie Logic's music on their 45.
Yeah, those guys, man. Rocksteady Disco, yeah.
So tell me, what do you got coming up? What's next?
Well, what's next? Let me see. I have my residency at TV Lounge tomorrow. Residency at Friends tomorrow. TV Lounge on Friday. Then I play in Brooklyn next week with Oscar P. And I'm chilling from there.
All right. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Oh,
What
yeah,
have you
absolutely.
been digging in the store? What's some new wax that you just recently picked up?
Some of the newer wax, I picked up a couple of Galaxy 45s, and Anthony Nicholson. Let me see.
You check out that Vic Lavender we have over there. Rick Wilhite brought that in. It is smooth.
I already, yeah, all the Vic Lavender stuff that he's come out with recently, I have already. Cause I just when he puts it on Bandcamp, I call him. I need that. Yeah. So, which one do you have though?
It's called
Is it Master Fusion?
Victormentals.
Oh, the Victormentals.
Part
Yes,
one.
I have that one. Yeah, I have I think I have a gray album or a purple album of that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's colored.
Yeah,
vinyl.
Vic is very, very smooth, man. Very jazzy. He's one of the best producers we have coming out of Chicago, and he's been instrumental in the scene for the past 20 plus years. He used to have a group called Mr. Ali with Jerry McAllister and him, and he's done stuff with Anthony Nicholson as well as Glenn Underground, and he does a lot of stuff with Joe Clausell right now. So Vic is one of those guys, man.
Well, DJ Righteous, thanks for coming
Thank
in.
you, man.
Appreciate
Put
it.
me on the spot at Spotlight. Okay, that was
Every
perfect.
time.
I
All right.
appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. I saw something about this, and I don't even.
And that's a wrap.